Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Miami review. So let's just get right into it because this episode was messy. So at the very beginning of this episode, Miami Tip ends up meeting up with Allan's wife, and Allan's wife spills the tea on what really has been going on between Allan and Amara. She says that Amara gave Allan a contract so that he could be paid to be on the show and pretend that they were in a relationship. His wife also said that everything that Allan has done on the show regarding Amara has all been fake and he's been acting so that he can make his money, because she said that even the proposal that he did for Amara was fake, and according to Allan's wife, the ring was fake too. She says that Allan has basically been using Amara, that the only reason why he agreed to come on the show and film with her and pretend like they had a relationship was because he was getting into real estate and he wanted to give his business some exposure, and that's the only reason why he's on the show with Amara. She even said that Amara offered to pay him to leave his wife so that he can marry her, which I think is crazy. I definitely feel like his wife is going to have to show some receipts for some of the things that she's saying. I'm not saying she's lying on Amara, but I just would like to see some of the proof, because Amara is just too beautiful and too talented to be this desperate, and I would hope that some of the things that Allan's wife is saying is not true, but who knows, because Amara has been kind of acting like an airhead the past few seasons when it comes to Allan. But if I'm being honest, Allan's wife and Amara both look bad in this situation. Obviously, in my opinion, Amara looks really bad because she was dealing with a man who she knew had a wife and he had no plans of leaving his wife, and especially because of the colorist and racist remarks that he made to her a couple of seasons ago, I think she should have been done with him after that too. So I think she looks bad, but the wife looks bad too, because why would you allow your husband to pretend to be in a relationship with another woman so that it can benefit his business? It seems like the only person in this situation that's winning is Allan. And also in this episode, Allan's wife was getting ready because apparently it was her and Allan's anniversary and they were going to meet up to film it, and then she gets a phone call while she's getting ready that Allan was arrested at the airport. And Allan ends up telling his wife that he believes that Amara is the person behind it, and she kind of believes it because she said that Allan has been coming back and forth to Miami from the Dominican Republic for years and he never got arrested for it. So she believes that because Amara knew that her and Allan were going to be filming that day, that Amara somehow had something to do with him getting arrested. But then come to find out, he got arrested for an old case. So I honestly don't believe that Amara had anything to do with Allan being arrested, because if this was a case that happened years before she even met him, how does she have anything to do with his arrest? I think it's just easy for them to say that it's because of Amara. And Allan's wife does end up meeting up with Allan's mother in this episode, and obviously his mother is distraught because her son is arrested and she's not happy about it. And it seems like at first she really didn't want to believe that Amara was behind him getting arrested, because she just said that she's a Christian and she doesn't believe that Amara would do something like that because they have children together. But Allan's wife was trying to convince her to believe that Amara was the person behind it. I think it's just easier for them to believe that Amara was the person that got him arrested when it's a case that didn't have anything to do with her. I think that they're doing too much with trying to accuse her of being the reason why he was arrested. I don't think that that's right to accuse her, and you don't have any proof of that. But Allan's mom has been accusing Amara of doing witchcraft on Allan, and she says that she now has the proof because she found something under the bed. I don't know if it was under Amara's bed or whose bed it was under, but she said she found some things with all of their names on it, and she shows the picture to Allan's wife. I don't know if Allan's mom is telling the truth or not about Amara. I feel like Amara put herself in this situation because she shouldn't have been dealing with Allan anyway, especially the way that he disrespected her. And then on top of that, he had a wife. Like, I just feel like Amara set herself up for this, and now she's dealing with the consequences of it. But I do feel like they're making a lot of accusations about Amara and they don't seem to have any proof. The mom seems to start to believe that Amara had something to do with Allan getting arrested because she said that Amara was at the airport at the same time that he got arrested. I don't know if it was really at the same time or if Amara was just at an airport because she was going to the Dominican Republic. I truly do not know. I just feel like they want to look for reasons to make her the reason why he was arrested. Now, Ching Diamond is obviously pregnant. She got pregnant last season, and she says that the father is her boyfriend Marquez, but he seems to not believe that he's the father of the baby because she told him when she found out that she was pregnant that she had stepped out on him. And so she claims that he has not been there for her at all during this pregnancy. He's been disappearing for days on end and she doesn't hear from him, and she just feels like he hasn't been giving her any support, and he keeps using the excuse that he doesn't know if the baby is his. And look, I get it. He doesn't want to help her with the pregnancy and then come to find out the baby is by somebody else, but she's saying that the baby is his and that he knows the baby is his because they both plan to have this baby. He's just using this as an excuse to continue to step out on her because he's been cheating on her. That's what she said last season, that he's cheated on her all the time, and now that she decided to step out on him, now he feels some type of way about it. Now, Ching's sister was trying to give her some advice, telling her that she shouldn't be with him because that's not the right guy for her. And she's starting to believe that even Marquez might think that, Ching is a little bit slow because the way that he disrespects her and steps out on her and she still stays with him anyway will make any guy think that there's something wrong with you. And so I feel like her sister was telling her the truth. I don't feel like Ching is ready to hear it though, because I don't feel like she's ready to be done with him. Because she ends up getting on a phone call with her manager as well. And her manager tells her that she feels like Marquez knows the baby is his, but he's using the fact that she stepped out on him as a way to control her and control the situation, because now he feels like he has an excuse to step out on her and not be supportive of the pregnancy because of the fact that he's saying that he doesn't believe that the baby is his. Ching does meet up with him in this episode, and she tells him that she knows for sure that the baby is Marquez's, but she said that once she has the baby, she will give him a DNA test to prove that it's his, even though she already knows that it is. And he's saying that he wants to be there for the birth of the baby and cut the cord, and he's telling her all these things that he wants to do and be a family with her, but he's not showing that right now while she's pregnant. I can understand his concerns if he truly believes that he might not be the father, but how are you not going to be there for her the entire pregnancy, cheat on her, do all this stuff, and then think that you should be there for the birth of the baby and to be the one to cut the baby's cord? Like, just break up with her. I feel like he should have just broken up with her and then still been there to be supportive during the pregnancy, but just not be in a relationship with her. Then he could do whatever he wants to do and she can't really have anything to say about it. So I just feel like it's stupid for him to string her along while he continuously sleeps with other women. But she seemed like she was believing everything he was saying when they were having the conversation. She did say that she doesn't want to be disappointed. Now, Trick ends up setting up a meetup with Pinky Doll because he's trying to help her get a different image, and she shows up there and Trick has Hot Topic there and she has a rack full of clothes because she's going to try to style Pinky Doll, because obviously Pinky Doll told Trick that she wanted to kind of rebrand and change her image up a bit. Now, I felt like Hot Topic was immediately being rude to Pinky Doll, talking about her style, kind of shaming her for the things that she was wearing, basically saying that she was being cheap and trying to style her for her to look like somebody else. And I just was not feeling Hot Topic's attitude. She's really messy and she was rude. Usually it is Pinky Doll that starts the trouble and she's rude and she makes things escalate. But I'm sorry, in this situation, it was all Hot Topic. She was rude from the jump, okay? And then she had Pinky Doll change into these outfits that weren't even cute. They were very basic. And so I felt like I don't understand why she was talking about what Pinky Doll showed up in when the outfits that, Hot Topic picked out for her weren't that cute either. But then she started telling Pinky Doll the way that she needs to stand, like she needs to suck in her stomach and poke her butt out. And Pinky Doll was saying that she didn't want to do that. And that's when Hot Topic said that Pinky Doll needs to get lipo and she told Trick Daddy to pay for it. And I thought that was extremely rude because I think Pinky Doll looks good. Like, I'm not a fan of her, but her body looks good. And to say that she needs to get lipo, I think that's crazy. And Hot Topic ends up leaving as if she was the one that was disrespected when she was the one that was being disrespectful. And I don't really like the way that Trick handled this, because he basically came at Pinky Doll and said that she was wrong when actually it was Hot Topic that was wrong. Now, at the very end of this episode, Michael ends up showing up to Rada's house and he brings her some flowers and she's really upset. Like, she's not happy to see him at all. And she ends up throwing the flowers at him and she starts questioning him about this woman, Nadia, that she heard he got pregnant. Now, Nadia was one of, Michael's side chicks, but apparently Rada didn't even know about Nadia. She said that this woman twerked on his podcast, but she didn't know that there was anything going on between the two of them until Claudia ended up telling her that he got this woman pregnant. And I do not like the way that Michael handled this situation. Like, how she's dealt with him for all these years is insane to me, because it's very clear that he's been disrespecting her and taking advantage of her, allowing him to go out here and do what he wants to do. But the way that he handled this was bad. Like, he started telling Rada that it's not that big of a deal, it's not the end of the world that this other woman is pregnant by him, it's just another human being and at least their baby will have somebody to play with. I just felt like he was playing in her face and I feel bad for her, but she allowed this disrespect to go on. Like, she has to take accountability for the fact that she set herself up for this, because why would you allow a man that you're in a relationship with to go out and sleep with other women? I mean, you can't say it's an open relationship when he's the only one that's allowed to step out and see other people. And her only requirement for him was to not get attached to these other women. It's like, that's crazy to me. Because then she goes and gets pregnant by him and she thinks that he's a good person to start a family with when he's out here sleeping with other women behind her back. And then on top of that, I guess she thought that once she got pregnant, things would be different. And now she's trying to set up some rules saying that she doesn't want him to deal with side chicks anymore and to just be with her when she's allowed this to go on for so long. Rada's a really beautiful woman, and I just feel like she should have some self-respect. I don't think that she should be with him anymore. I honestly think that she should have left him a long time ago. Maybe it's because he had money, and that's the reason why she allowed him to see other women while he was with her, because I just don't see it being any other reason other than the fact that Michael Blackson has a lot of money. But then Michael really pissed me off, okay? Like, he really pissed me off. Like, I would have crashed out on him really bad, because when they're in the car on their way to the hospital for her to get induced, he starts playing a song that he made for their son, and he's asking her if she likes it, and he's singing the song, and she tells him no. It's like, why do you think that this is the time for you to be playing some stupid song that you made for our son? Like, to me, he just be playing in this woman's face because he feels like she's always gonna take him back. But those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.